we'll allow for a last comment from our panelists, and you'll be able to address the audience directly.
All right. And don't get mad if you're a church person, if you're a religious person. You know, I'm not here to offend anybody. Again, as I started off saying that our ideologies, our beliefs are very diverse. When we talk about the intersection between hip hop and religion, what we need to look at is what can hip hop do that religion has not been doing. You know, if we look back to the 60s, our leadership was coming out of the church. You know, Martin Luther King was a preacher. Malcolm X was a minister. You know, we had folks that were on the street, bringing their congregation onto the street, organizing for social change in this country. We don't see that in the churches anymore. And we're getting our ass kicked more today than we were back then, just in different ways. The poverty level is high, our education is worse. But where are the religious people? You know what I'm saying? Now, my understanding of religion, I've studied religion, but I also study religious liberation theology. You know, the idea that religion can be liberating, that you can actually be a revolutionary and be a preacher, be a religious person, and be a revolutionary. My understanding of Jesus was a man who fought for the oppressed. Didn't just sit up and preach for the oppressed, but was on the street fighting for the oppressed. The same thing with Muhammad, the same thing with Moses. We're talking about religious people that were on the street organizing, fighting. We don't see that today. So the question is, what can hip hop do then, intersecting, to bring about that movement? And the power, and all of us know, I mean, we wouldn't be in this room right now if it weren't for hip hop. Some of us wouldn't be in this room if it weren't for religion. Hip hop might die tomorrow, religion's gonna keep going. But while hip hop is here, and while it has millions and millions of listeners around the world, if we can get millions of people in Japan and in Latin America and in Africa using the word nigger, why can't we get those same people using the word freedom? You know what I'm saying? Using the word justice. I mean, hip hop has the power to make that movement. You know, it's about organizing and mobilizing. The church is organizing. I give it to you. The churches are organizing this country. We've seen the president get put into office based on the organization of the churches and lying to those churches, making them think that the biggest issue in this country was whether two people of the same sex can get married or whether or not a woman should have a right to choose, as if that's the biggest issue. Forgetting about the fact that our kids are uneducated. You know, we're living in projects. We're starving to death in this country and throughout the world. You know, the president, the people who are running this country don't focus on those issues. They use religion to oppress us. And, you know, I mean, Marx said it back in the day that religion is the opiate of the masses. It's up to us to prove they're wrong. If you're going to be religious like Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Be religious like Martin Luther King. Be religious like Malcolm X. Because if you're not religious like them, then you're not religious.
Thank you. Thank you, Troy. Anybody